Okay, so it's 6:27 on the 23rd, and I still, I don't know if there's anything that's really, and there just keeps being all these like little things going on because there's tons of earthquakes going in up in the Bay Area, Northern California, and there's this bomb cyclone coming in. There's flooding, there's stuff like that. But it's not anything devastating to really change the world. I mean, it changes these people's lives, but whatever is coming is something that's going to change the world. So, you know, I don't know if this is all leading up to it. There's so much speculation, so many more people than just me saying that this big disaster that's going to wipe out the West Coast is on the verge. I even saw this lady yesterday, and she said she was supposed to share her ayahuasca experience, and which I've never done that. I don't know anything about it. And when I was listening to her, I was thinking, it sounds like they take something that kind of separates them, their consciousness from their body, and then they go out with like their guides, and their guides like show them things or remind them or try and communicate with them. I'm not really sure, but she said that this because she kept saying that this being was with her, showing her all this stuff, and she does this all the time. She does this a whole bunch of times, and she said they've been showing her this and telling her to communicate it, but she didn't want to. She didn't want to look crazy. She didn't want to look foolish, so she kept not doing it. But now she finally was ready to say what happened because another thing happened again, and so then she shared it. Then she said now that she feels free, now that she's finally shared it, so she was going to share more. But the way she was talking about it was, like this being's taking her around showing her things. So she said what she was shown, but she also had the understanding that it's a translation. Like you have to translate what it is you're being shown. And so she said that some of the things she didn't know for sure, but she felt very much like she had to share it. And then of course it's about the West Coast, and she said what she was shown was a giant tsunami. And see, they have this big bomb cyclone coming. So who knows if this has to do with it. But she said that it was this giant tsunami came in. It was a giant wave of water. And it comes in and it just wipes out this whole city. She said she couldn't tell what city it was. She had no idea, but she knew it was on the West Coast. And so it comes in and this big wave, and she said that she went and she was in the water with everything else, and there was just stuff everywhere. People in their cars, debris. She said it was just all over the place, and that so she's in the water, but she said nothing was hitting her, but it was like all slamming around and stuff. And she was just watching, but she was right there. And she said that, and then once that wave came in, that she said 2 or 3 followed that wave, but they weren't as big. And they just kept coming and sweeping and taking everything. So this whole place was just like wiped out, she said. Wherever it is, she had no idea. And she said also she didn't know the time frame. She said it felt like what they were showing her, it was going to be within 5 to 7 months. But she also didn't say exactly, or I missed it if she did, as when she had this experience. But she's doing a bunch of videos now, so she may be clarifying it. I don't know. But it just is all these different people are constantly having these premonitions of this giant disaster that's going to happen on the West Coast, which the naval map in Edgar Casey's map, it all goes with this big disaster. It's like so much is about like this preparation, and all these people are constantly coming in and saying that they are like in their dreams or whatever, they're being told people need to evacuate. And so they keep trying to put it out there. People need to evacuate. You need to evacuate. You need to get off the coastline. Tons of people are saying it, and then there's just a complete ignoring, because the people who are here to experience it, they're not going to listen. you know. It's the people who listen, then they're open to that, and they are pulled by that information. But so many people, I mean, it has to be this giant disaster, and these people basically have to not see it coming, you know. And maybe, you know, that when they are in the midst of it, then it's ringing in their head, you know, oh shit, I should have freaking listened. I don't know, because everybody's experience is going to be unique to their lessons and what it is that they're here to learn. So but there's tons of people, like it's such a focus over the West Coast and what's going to happen. And like we're right on the verge, and then there keeps being all these disasters. But who knows if these ones are going to come, and there's going to be all this stuff, and it's going to be a mess, and some people are going to just move away, and then it's still months away. Like that one guy that was making all these predictions, who said it was going to be the 31st. And this kid who did the NDE, he it was like he just said there's gonna be a huge disaster over there, and something really big is gonna happen, and but it should happen by tomorrow or the next day. But he said all the days leading up to it were gonna be all sorts of stuff going on every day of like disasters. And so who know, I mean, who knows? I mean, and you can sit here and say, you know, for people to get prepared, look for, start evacuating, start, you know, packing your stuff, like all these different things that people are out there saying. But then I just saw like this lady, and I think she was like over by Seattle, and it's in the middle of all of the floods and storms and stuff. And she does a video, oh, this is what it's like when you have to go get eggs and milk. It's like, this is exactly the whole thing. It's like people are not at all prepared. They're not at all. They're not even thinking like, oh shit, what if the power goes? What if a disaster happens? What if this happens? What if that happens? And everything in our whole existence is going haywire. All these different places keep talking about this what is that? Unseasonable, or what is it? Would that be unseasonable weather patterns that are happening? Like, and it's going from being super hot to super cold, and it's just bouncing, which is totally happening over here too. I mean, it's crazy. It was so hot, and then all of a sudden it turned so crappy, just like boom. And I don't know, you know, I think it's gonna, you know, get warm, but it's so overcast and so cold and so chilly, but it's just like gloomy. It's just super gloomy. It's just depressing. I swear to God, I just got up this morning and it just right away goes into the same fucking nonsense. And I was just like, what am I doing here? What is the fucking point of this? Like, God damn, what is my life? How, like, what does it all mean, man? Like, geez. Swear to God, when you're just like, I swear. And I know everybody's on these different hamsters. I mean, I don't know how to get off of them. I don't know how to, you know. I mean, I sit here and think like, oh, well, I'll do something different today. I'm going to take them to the, you know, the DOG, PARK. We'll go do something different. We'll break it up. We won't just do the same freaking thing every day. And it's still, it just is, I don't know. It's just like going around and around and around. It's so Groundhog Day. It's like, fuck, how do you break out of these patterns? What in the world? And then I swear to God, going to sleep is like where I want to be all the time. It's like I'm going to other worlds. Other things are happening in my dreams. And then I come in and wake back up, and it's just like, oh God, here we go again. We're back at it. Same thing every day, going and going and going. It's like, oh my God. It's so frustrating. And how many times I get woke up at night. That's frustrating too. I just feel it was so exhausted. And I have such a bad headache. And last night, in the middle of the night, I took some Tylenol. It just hurt so freaking bad. I was like, no fucking way. I cannot sleep. It hurts so bad. So I took some Tylenol, got back to sleep for however long it takes before I get woke up again. And then, and I took another one this morning. It isn't making it completely go away, but it brings it to like a more reasonable pain level. It's fucking, God, I cannot believe how shitty it is. And now, how exhausted I feel. Fuck. In the, or something else I was thinking real quick with that. The Tylenol, the headache, the, getting woke up. God, it drives me crazy because it's like it flies by. And it's like, okay. And then it's like, what was that? I'll just see. But anyways, I feel like crap. And my head is killing me. I feel exhausted. I can't get any sleep. I just feel like it's like low, this like kind of low down, this like just down kind of thing. And then it's just being Groundhog Day every day. It's like those people in those movies. They do a lot of these like at Christmas or something. And then they'll get up, something happens, and then it's just on repeat. And then they get up and it's the same thing the next day and the next day. And then they start being like, what the hell is going on? How do we keep being the same day over and over? And then they start seeing like, oh, I got to do something different. I got to change something. And then I can break out. And that's what it feels like to me right now. It just feels like the same day over and over and over. And then how is it that you break out? And then it's like, you know what's about to happen. And then it's like, you know, you respond to it before it even happens. It's like, what in the world? I swear to God, I like to be asleep. I just want to sleep all the time. And even when I'm not asleep, I'm fucking exhausted. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Met 2 different times last night. I started thinking, are you having seizures? Is this some kind of seizure that's... Try sleeping through that. Like you're dead ass asleep. And then all of a sudden there's this... And he'll go and go and go. Like he doesn't stop. And I'll sit there and say, stop it. Knock it off. Will you stop doing that? And he'll keep, and then he'll try and do it quiet. It's like, dude, stop. Quit doing that. And then I'll do it until I'm just like, oh my God, will you knock it off? And then he'll stop for a little bit. And then I'll go back to sleep. Then it starts again. It's like, what in the world? What is this weird lip smacking thing going on? Is this like some kind of seizures or something? I don't freaking know. And then it even was at one point that it was both him and freaking Archie. And they're both sitting there just smacking their lips. It's like, what are you doing? The first time he woke me up when he was doing it, I thought, is he like nursing in his sleep? And he's like in a dream and he's nursing? Is he nursing himself like for comfort? Just like this sucking kind of thing? And but now it just keeps being day after, well, night after night after night. It's like, what in the hell? I saw this video of this lady and she was showing putting her dogs to bed. And they had their own bedroom and there was all these crates lining. She had 5 dogs, 5 like bulldogs and bulldog mixes, I think. And so they each had their own crate, like their own little bedroom in this one room. And then she says it's bedtime and they all get up and they go in and they each get in their own crate. And she puts the water up. They're not allowed to have water after a certain time. So they go get in their crate. She goes around and shuts them. And I was thinking, dang, man, that's what I should have done. Should have done that. He's trying to sleep with them in there on top of me all the time. And they've got it. All of them need to be touching me. They cannot stand it if they're not on top of me. And then it becomes a competition. Like I'm a freaking territory or something. Who's the closest? And who's next to her head? Who's next to her feet? It's like, oh my God. And then, but then this morning I was thinking, but oh my gosh, if you did that, then they would be trapped in there if there was a fire and you had to get out like through your window. And then how would you be able to get into them? I was thinking, okay, so the only way that would really be safe if they were locked in their crates is if there was an exit right there. Like if it was right next, close to like the back door or something. So you could go, but unless the fire started, like you wouldn't want it right next to the kitchen. So I think a lot of fires start in the kitchen. Right now, a lot of fires start around Christmas trees and Christmas lights and stuff. But and some people leave candles burning, all sorts of different things. But I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, it is a good idea, but then, you know, like they can't get themselves out in an emergency. And if it is, I guess if you had like a room furthest away from like the kitchen and the den, and it had like, I don't know, maybe if you had like a deck with it and a French doors or some kind of door or a big window. So if there was a fire, you could get out yourself, run around, jump in theirs, get them out. But then you'd have to have a door. I know, like I couldn't get Stella out a window. There's no freaking way. I don't even think I could pick up Ruthie. And so they'd have to have an access to a door to be able to escape. And I wonder how many dogs really do get killed in fires and stuff. Like, I bet you it's way more than what we think. It's, I don't know. I'm really sad about all of the like lack of compassion and stuff towards, it's not even just towards people and kids. There's so much lack of compassion towards animals. And Crystal was just saying, her husband was driving down the road and he saw a pet store that was all lit up in the windows, and they had these dogs, puppies, all these puppies in the window. And she said it was like they were in like fish tanks or something. So they have them closed into these window things so people can see them in the windows. So people are like, oh, let's go get a puppy for Christmas, which is such a toxic cycle. So many people think, oh, let's get our kid a puppy for Christmas. And then within a certain amount of time, the glamour's over and they just, the puppy's locked out. They don't give a shit. And it's just like this, what can we have them open for Christmas? It's cool. But it's like, I don't know. And then the store's just marketing to this idea, not giving a shit about the animal and its life and stuff. And then there's so many fucking puppies. They just keep the puppies going. And there's so many dogs being put down all the time. And I just saw another video. This couple who had this dog, and they went and surrendered their dog, and their dog is old. I mean, I know senior pets can be, I know there's some people who think, well, it's too expensive. They've got treatments and stuff that has to be done. Look into natural treatments. You don't have to go do all these expensive treatments that they sit there and tell you. But they just dump your dog off on there. And it's just as sad when you see the look on the dog's face and stuff. And then I've seen so many videos where people, I'm really just kind of sick of this voyeuristic society that we have. I swear to God, that they, all these people showing videos of dogs being surrendered and stuff, and dogs freaking out, dogs being dumped, and some just sit there waiting for their owner. Some are just like completely don't even know what to do. They're just lost. But the lack of compassion with the people. And then, oh, well, just go get another puppy for Christmas, and then who cares about, once they're a grown-ass dog, and people go and just stick them out in the backyard. Nobody takes care of them. It's like that. In one state, it is now being passed as a law or something like that. It's like Pittsburgh or Philadelphia, someplace where it is that they have made it that the dogs are now a part of a family. So they are considered the same as humans. So I don't know if they're going to be like tax write-offs or something. And then I heard that Donald was trying to pass something like a federal thing. Then, because there is a lot of people who do have their dogs as their family, like mine. I mean, my dogs are my family. And I stick with them, and even though they drive me crazy and they suck the fucking life out of me, because they all are constantly trying to take something from me. They're all on top of me. Their needs come before my needs. And they're not even here to fill my needs. They do make me feel safe. So that's a need. They make me feel like, I can sleep if they give me a chance. That, because I know if somebody were to try and come in, that they would be on it. It wouldn't be something, I don't know. I really don't know how people sleep when there's not a dog in the house. Because to me, it's like, fuck, I don't know that I could. because I would be thinking that someone was going to sneak up on me. And so, I just, it always gives me the creeps. That's given me the creeps ever since I was a kid. Like you wake up and somebody's right over you. It's like, oh, God, that creeps me out. But that can't happen when you have dogs. Because even if they come in, they got to battle the dogs first. So even if they're battling the dogs, you're up and at them. You're ready. You're ready to fight too. So it is, to me, and it's a deterrent. It's a deterrent to people who want to go in and break into places when they know that there's dogs there, because they don't want to deal with that and getting bit and stuff. Which, and this is another sad story about another woman getting mauled to death by their pit bull. And I sometimes I'm like, are these stories just being made up to keep pit bulls having a bad name or something? Or is there really this many that are killing their owners? It's like there's so many stories of this lately. And the thing with Ruthie is she's strong as shit. And she's horrible about jumping up on me. Like I go out of the room and I don't take her and I come back in the room, she's like going crazy. She's got to jump up on me. And I'm constantly trying to train her to stop jumping up on me. And she gets so filled with her own, I don't know, adrenaline rush or something. And so then, and the other day I was, yesterday, Max, who's the scrounge of all scrounges, and something, he goes and pulls something out of the trash, a dryer thing out of the trash. And so I'm trying to catch him and get this thing out of his mouth that he's trying to eat. And I'm like, God, no wonder you're damn sick all the time, which their appointment's at 1:30 today. And so we'll see, because he's going to get labs and get checked. And then Stella, we'll see, she's going to get an exam and then get the get glands cleared, hopefully. And then, so we'll see if that doesn't clear up this other thing that's going on. We'll just see what happens. Like, I don't even know if they're going to go and say, oh, well, they're impacted. Now we got to do this. And when you have a 185-pound dog, they, putting it to sleep is like putting a human. And then it's like, all this fucking medical shit just freaks me the fuck out. It's like there's so much malpractice, and it's not like it's just a possibility. I've dealt with so much, so it's like, all of it is kind of gives me PTSD, But I do want to find out if there's something way off on Max's, because I don't know his history. I don't know how long was he in the streets. I don't know how long did he eat garbage. Is he does he have something, does he have heartworm? Does he have, was he not taken care of by his first owner? Like, and I don't even know, like, how many, I don't know anything about his history. And it is so weird how messy of an eater he has become. Stella is messy too. But she has a lot of jowls. I don't know what is going on with him. Like, you wouldn't believe the mess he makes eating. It's like, what is going on? And it goes all over his face. It's like, what is going on with you? He's sitting here listening to me. He's got his ears perked up and his eyes like listening to me. They always know when you're talking about them, always. And but anyways, back on Ruthie. Is so when I was trying to get this thing out of his mouth, she has to get involved. And so she's trying to get it, and I'm reach up, and she bites my hand. She didn't bite it hard, but bit hard enough. I smacked her, and so just, ow, I'm like having a ow, 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 and so she stops, because I don't know that she even knows what she's doing. And then there was another thing she did, but I keep trying to make a big deal when she does something. So that she learns, like, no, that hurts. That hurt me. You can't do that. And so I try to make a big deal when she does stuff like that. And when we go out, like, and she gets all, like, crazy in here. Like, she gets crazy. Like, that's one thing, too. It's like we're in this, our space is, like, very contained, and the weather, it's just this lot, dude. And so but she's a puppy, and she gets all wild, and she wants to play, and she gets crazy, and she wants to jump on everybody and everything. And so here she can have a lot of behaviors where I'm like, you know, like, oh my God, is she going to turn into a psycho dog? And then we go out in public and we go to the dog park and stuff, and she's like a little saint. Everybody loves her. She's the sweetest thing. She wants to play with everybody, play with all the other dogs. She's like not at all aggressive or anything. She's just super playful and loving. And I think, you know, when she is here, but still with all this stuff that they keep showing and anything she does, I'm like, oh my God, is she going to turn into a psychopath and maul me to death? I was like, look, she's big and strong. I mean, she's like a little powerhouse. So, but then she wants to just cuddle me all the time. She wants to be on me, cuddling all the time. And that's one thing that gets her. Like she wants to be up on my lap. She wants to, and so does Archie. And there's barely room for him in my sitting in a chair with him on my lap. And she wants to get on my lap. It's like, dude, we do not fit. And which this is another thing I was thinking about because I saw this video. And so this girl, she's like, I don't know, they get these weird trends going. I don't even know how they start. And there's lots of them, like people going out and saying, how old do I look? And then and there's people that come in just to be mean, just to answer those and say, you know, like, oh, you look like you're 90 and stuff. Like people are like, I don't even know why people do this, because it's like you're gonna get a beat down. You're gonna get a beat down. And so the other day I saw this girl and she said whatever on this trend of people, you know how they used to, like it was a trend for a while where people would rate you from 1 to 10. And I think it still kind of carries on of like, people are like, she's a 6 at best. That person's a 3. People still do that kind of stuff. So that number category thing of rating people. And so this is a trend right now of people wanting people to rate them. Give me the number and tell me, you know, what I am. And the so this girl, she was asking for people to rate her. And I don't even know what they rated her as. I was just thinking, man, you're just putting yourself out there for pain and heartache, because people are just gonna say mean stuff just to be mean. And I was thinking this morning, you know, it popped into my mind. I was thinking, you know, it really is super absurd for people to do that, and how much this has become like what people are looking at. And you don't see people the same when you see them in the whole. And when people, like before, when this trend started, it wasn't, we didn't have social media and stuff like that. People weren't online. You weren't just getting a look at their face, and you weren't just getting them through the filter of the media. It was in person. And people have like a vibe, they have an aura, they have some kind of energy they're putting out. And so and you see their whole self. So it's not, and people are just wanting their faces rated. It's like, I don't know, it just seems absurd to me. It's like when you, it's way more of the whole package of when you are being like, you know, oh, they're a 10, you know, they're like, we've got it going on. And I don't even think, like, when it comes down to it and you're rating somebody from the package, you know, you're not so focused on the features of somebody's face. Like, I mean, there was people who were rated 10s that I didn't think were attractive, like Daryl Hannah. Like, she was supposed to be, and there's still people say, oh, she's so beautiful and so sexy. Here's a 10 right here and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't see that. You know, I mean, there's lots of these girls out there who you look at their faces and you may not find them attractive. But then other people is like, oh man, that whole package is just like, it's like the package deal. So I don't know. It's just weird how social media has just got, and everybody looking for what other people think of them. Everybody wants to know, what do you think of me? What do you think of me? You know, do you think I'm attractive? And attraction is more than just the picture. It has to do with your, the energy of you. It's like your vibe. And so, I don't know. It's weird. And then plus there's also like, you know, okay, let's just take her for instance. So you put, you know, this girl puts her face up there and she says, okay, rate me. Because this is some sort of trend going on. So rate me. And then you go in and you're like, oh, yeah, you're an 8, you're a 7, you're a 10. Oh, and the person's supposed to say what they think they are. And then see how compatible it is to what other people think. And so, and she said, oh, there's all these people who are rating themselves as 10. And then everybody's coming in and saying, no, you're not, you know, you're no 10, you're this, you're that. And this girl who was doing this video, she said she rated herself as a 7. And so you go in and you see this person's just their face, and then you rate them and you say, oh yeah, they're an 8 for sure. And then you go and you see them in person and say they're like 4'11". They're this little tiny person, and that, you know, maybe you like girls that are taller than that. Then would you give them the same rating? Or what if they were super skinny and flat-chested and didn't really have much shape, and then you're giving them this score, but really when you saw them in person, you're like, well, oh, I like curvy girls. I don't like that girls that look like that. It's like, it's weird. It's weird. And how people are just like looking for other people to give them this feedback, and then it ends up hurting people's feelings. It's like all you're doing is setting yourself up. It's like, just who cares, you know, what the people look at you and see on social media. And it's when it's just taking a snapshot, it's just like, I don't know. There's just so many weird things in our society to me that are just strange, that I don't get. And it's just so much just superficial and shallow. I mean, just the whole thing with puppies in the window at Christmas. And what happens after Christmas? They all end up at the shelter because they're fucking putting down puppies. They don't give a shit. It's like, I don't know. Our society is so like disconnected from compassion, disconnected from thinking in a deeper way. You know, it's way more of a reactive society than to think of what's going to happen after that. It's like nobody's thinking about what's next. Everybody's just thinking about right here and right now. But that's that whole thing with an NPC where everybody makes fun of it and stuff. It's like you're not thinking ahead. And that's the whole thing with this, what's going down on the coast, where all these people keep saying, you know, person after person, they're having these dreams, they're having these experiences. People are dying and coming back and saying, I'm here to warn you. I've been told, I've been shown that this is coming. People move off of the coast, but look at how people are just like, shut the hell up. Nothing's going to happen. And they just continue to go about their lives, not even preparing for anything. And still needing to go out and get eggs during a fucking disaster. It's like, I don't know. It just seems completely so wacky to me. Especially to me, it seems like it's this building up. The whole thing is just this build up to these disasters. And this, and that's the thing too, is like the reason why this stuff is happening is because we're so disconnected. And then the people that's going to be so affected are the ones that are just completely disconnected. They just are not, like, don't even think about that stuff. Don't even, it's like, oh, it's no worry. Don't think about that. Don't think about what happens with the puppet. Don't think about what happens to them. Don't think about this. Don't think about that. And then that's what is, it's like the universe. And it's not just like the universe. It's not just like a God up there to punish. Like, oh, you don't think things through, so I'm going to punish you. It's an energy. It's this energetic, like a suction of what people, how people behave and how they approach life and what they pay attention and stuff to. And it's like it's very negative context. It's very superficial, shallow. It's a low vibration. It's dark energy. And so then the light has to come in with a wave of change, which is a big slap in the face for the people who don't consider things, don't, you know. And it's weird is because when this thing happens, whatever it's going to be, and who knows, you know, how it's going to go down, if it's going to be this volcano starts erupting off of Portland, and then the rippling out of all of the shaking and stuff is going to create more shaking, which we already know it's going to create tsunamis every time that they have one of these big earthquakes over by Japan or any place, Alaska, Russia, all these different places. They say they go immediately on tsunami watch. And so and the thing is too is like what I was trying to tell my brother is like when this starts shaking and rattling and people are trying to rescue and do all of this stuff, it's not going to stop. It's only going to get worse, and it's going to like this, like that lady said, like the tsunami that's going to come in is just going to wipe the place out. It's just going to suck everybody out into the ocean. And then it's going to seem, you know, to the people who are left, it's going to be devastating and sad and tragic. And it's just weird because it is so much to do with these people, you know, not waking up, not thinking, you know, thinking that it's more important. Their home on the beach is more important than life and changing their life and going somewhere else. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. It just is like, this is the way it's going to play out because people refuse to see, people refuse to do something different. And so that's why it has to be so horrific. And it's going to be horrific. I mean, it definitely is going to be horrific. And even where it is, I don't know, it was government officials or different agencies or something that is through government or whatever, saying that there's a thing that's going to happen that's going to like wipe out 2/3 of the population or something. And so whatever is going to go down is going to be big. It's going to be a lot of, you know, it's going to be big and it's going to be bad. And but again, it just seems to me that the people who just ignore all that and don't want to think about that, it's because they can't. It's going against their program, because if they had awareness of it, they would leave and then they wouldn't go through it and then they wouldn't learn what they came to learn and whatever this stuff, because your lessons aren't just in this situation. As soon as you leave, you go into this this replay. It's like reevaluate your life and reevaluate your choices and looking at things through a different perspective, not the perspective of being caught up in this stuff, but being as an observer and looking at it in more of a neutral kind of way. But then that's where, you know, you start seeing how you affected people and stuff. So anyways, like I know that the people who are ignoring it, it's because they're programmed to ignore it. But it's just I don't know. It just seems so sad and tragic. This big thing coming and all these people just going about their life like nothing's going on. And it's just like, I don't know, it is so much like a movie. Which, you know, another thing, this Harry guy, at this point, I see him as being like, is he a paid psyop? Is he somebody who is there to mislead people? Like, it is getting more and more ridiculous. And I don't know. I thought I had blocked him. You know, his stuff keeps popping up. But then somebody had shared something with me of his video. And it's so fucking absurd. I swear to God. And so and the clip that I saw him saying was Donald was saying, "Oh, it's really sad, to see Bill in all these pictures, because now the files have been released and people are all going through it, and there's all these pictures, and oh, it's really sad to see that." And so Harry is sitting there saying like, "Oh, see, it's because Bill's a good guy. Bill's one of the good ones, and that." This is it's all a show. He's always saying that, it's all a show, which, we already know it's all a show. But so Bill is a good guy. And he's always doing this like because uh Donald said this at some point. Well, I mean, Zopra's a good person. Oh, okay. So Donald said this at some point. So that means Tom's a good person. All of this stuff. It's like, what are you talking about, man? He's bringing attention to certain people. And so him saying like, Harry saying, Bill's a good guy. All of these people who he says the whole list, all the people involved are all the good guys. That they aren't the issue. It's like, well, what in the world was this letter telling people to look into this stuff, look deeper in all of that, in regards to all these people? And then, and what about Hillary? Like, and what about Haiti? What about all these different things? It's like, so that you're saying none of that stuff happened? No, none of it happened. And so what are you saying? That these were players that were playing out something so we could see something that happened like 100 years ago? It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, it's absurd. I swear to God, I don't. So when I hear people sitting there saying that kind of stuff, I'm not going to just go and believe him. Oh, well, I guess he's a good guy. Well, he said he's a good guy. It's a big show. It's like, oh, you got to go with what you think. And there's been, like, when you go and you start looking into this stuff, like the letter said to, then you start finding out about, the Frazzle, what the stuff about, Haiti, stuff about foundations and all these, in the system of the laundry and all of the different things. And, I mean, these are the people involved. Like, what are you talking about? That they're, I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, at this point, everything just seems so ridiculous. So ridiculous. This guy out here just running his mouth all the time, saying all these people that we all suspected were involved. Oh no, they're all the good guys. Well, who are the bad guys then, Harry? Who's the bad guys? Who are they trying to show us? Like, give me a fucking break. And he's so fucking smug. He's so smug and condescending about it. Everybody's an idiot. And, and I don't know if this is true or not, because I didn't even know 50 Cent was doing documentaries and making movies and stuff, but supposedly he's doing one that is going to, show all about the Kardashians. He's going to show the truth behind that whole thing, because they're like, paid, they're like, they're just people who take money to influence society into doing things that are not good for society. And so, how much, I swear to God that they were a big part of the trend because plastic surgery used to be, when it very first started being out there and people started doing plastic surgery, then it was a lot like a lot of people getting facelifts and stuff. And so they were getting old, and then they were getting facelifts. And then there was nose jobs. And so there was some stuff that people would get. And then boob jobs, like I got one of those. And then then it went to a whole new level where people start going in and trying to change their eye shapes and rearranging their faces, putting in fake cheekbones, putting in fake chins, putting in, getting their cheeks sucked out. All of these different things that start going so extreme. And I just saw a picture of Madonna, which I was like, is that, I mean, everybody in the comments, is that really her? Oh my God, what in the holy hell? Are these people just completely losing their perspective over normal looking faces? And they're going and looking so strange, and they think they look attractive? It's like, what? You are looking completely kooky. You look creepy and crazy. And but it's so influenced into this chasing this certain appearance. And I swear to God, the Kardashians brought in this big wave. They were the tsunami that brought in a whole lot of plastic surgery. And then I think also, I don't even know that there were so many doing it on some of these reality shows as there was until the Kardashians. And then it's like they started this big wave, but I don't know. I might not be remembering things exactly right, but it seems like to me that they started this huge wave. I just saw a video of a girl yesterday, and she was crying and showing her face. And so she went and got lip injections, and her lips were like, fuck, I don't even know what her lips looked like before, but 5 times at least the normal size of lips. I mean, they were giant, so stretched, like, oh my God. And it's huge on her face. and so she's crying, and she said that the person who put the stuff in told her that there would be a little bit of swelling and burning. So they just really swelled. Now she's gone to the ER, and the ER said the tissue is dying. So her lips are dying. Like, what even happens after that? Like, oh my God. And what did they even put in there? And is it like having a bad reaction to the stuff? It's like, oh my God, it's just become so normalized for people to go get all these procedures, and people don't even consider, like, oh, what if I have an allergy to it? What if this happens? What if it moves? What if you end up with a fucking growth that won't go away? And oh, look at this right now. It's like big and crusty. And you can see like where this like dark sunk in place right here. That's right where it is. And I just keep putting stuff on it, just trying to but it just doesn't, go away. I think it is that I need to come from the inside too. There's no way I'm going to them to do anything, because their solution is just, cutting us apart and dissecting us and taking everything, I mean, they'd be removing my fucking eyeball. And so to me, it's just keep trying to do natural things and keep trying to move forward. And then you got to also, it has so much to do with in your mind. I just saw this woman, I think it was a doctor or something, I don't know who she was, but she was saying that when people get a diagnosis such as like diabetes or something like that, and they'll make it happen. Like, people make it happen. So that's the thing, is like, you go get these diagnoses of the C or all these different things, and they put it into your mind, and then you start living it. You start becoming it. And that's why it's better to not go and have them tell you these things. Because I was thinking, because how long this is taking, how long my tooth is taking. And I was thinking yesterday, how do I know really that it's taking long? I mean, it could seem long, but like the Hep C thing, maybe maybe my body was trying to cure it from that for years and years, and I had no idea. It may have taken a really long time for my body to get rid of that. So, and then it could have caused problems in my liver, and my liver may be trying to regenerate itself. You just don't know how long this stuff takes. But, when you sit here and look at this stuff, it's like, oh my God, how much longer is this going to take? And is it getting worse or is it getting better? It's just the same thing as like how, like now when I keep looking at my hair. Is it getting worse? Is it getting better? I can't even tell anymore. It's like, God, I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm sucked into this freaking fake ass reality somehow. It's just like, it's so, But but anyways, I don't know how long that stuff took to cure, to get better. So I don't know if this is taking long or short. I don't have anything to compare it to. But but you know, this has been going years, this thing. And so I just gotta keep going at it. And that's the thing, is that, you know, once we get into those med pads, it clears all that stuff up. And it's all this high vibration. So if you can change your vibration, this is what gets me. So if you can change your vibration to get high enough to be able to get rid of this stuff by yourself. But the thing is that they just, this place, they just keep it going in this low vibration. They like, and I don't know if it's like through the frequency, like that's what those towers have way more to do with, sending out this impulse is to, and probably the reason that they popped up everywhere right before this huge awakening where all this energy is being communicated through, because it's not just them communicating to us about waking up, it's also us communicating back. So it's the field of communication between the two realms of existence, between the physical and the I don't know, could call it supernatural, the heaven, whatever you want to call it, but the space of where energy communicates, where this communication occurs. And so they are trying to disrupt that communication. And so that those things being everywhere, I think, is to put out a current that is to block this communication, but they can't just block it all out. It may cause blockages to some people, but there's other people who pick up on it, you know, and can hear it and stuff, you know, like me, I can hear it. And but you know, I swear to God, it's because I was tuned into it from such a young age that I know what to listen for. I know how to hear it. And that but people who are just waking up, then it may be more difficult and there may be more blockage. And then plus, I swear that they have these low vibrational entities that are out there communicating and misleading people. And so it's just, but it kind of is just like this creation of chaos, you know? And that's where, when you use it for the positive, you use it for your own discernment. You use it as a practice for your own discernment. And so, you know, just because somebody says, oh, yeah, this is what Archangel Michael told me, and that doesn't mean anything. You got to think about the information. And is it positive? Is it negative? Would it really be coming from high vibration, or is it low vibration? What is it? And in all of this stuff about the disasters and stuff isn't to scare people, isn't to, because there's nothing to fear, because this whole world that they made up where death occurs isn't real. That's made up. It's just you're changing outfits to go into a different show all the time. You're just going into a different show, a different realm. So it's not something that you need to be in fear of. But in this world, how it's playing out, you can see why it's coming, why it's going to happen. And that's the thing of like, that makes it kind of sad, what it takes for humans to recognize certain things, to look at things differently and stuff. It takes such extreme maneuvers for people to look at things different, to acknowledge things different, to I don't know. I can see through the curtains right now. It's just gonna, it's so gray. It's so, everything is just gonna be the same gloomy freaking gray day, which all I want to do is sleep through it. And And they can all be just snoozing away. As soon as I lay down, then it's like, go, let's wake up. And it always is right when I doze off that I get woke up. So it keeps me like in this trap between these two worlds, kind of, where I feel so out of it. Being in this one is like such a challenge. I feel like so out of it. It's like, God, I wish that I could just go to sleep and then wake up and we'd be in a new one, be in a whole nother world, which this girl is doing this video. I haven't seen them all the ones. I'm going to watch them. But this morning I just had such a headache. But she was crying. The first one I saw, she was crying. And she was really confused. And she said her and her friend were someplace and they timeline jumped. And this whole weird thing happened. And they're totally freaked out. And they want to know if this kind of stuff is happening for other people. So she's gone in more detail now. The only part that I had really heard was something like they're in a restaurant. And then things start happening that are just very synchronistic. And then after that, then like the TV starts being weird and showing things that is also synchronistic. And then all of a sudden it all changes. And so I haven't watched all her things. I'll just see. But and that it all was happening with another person. So I don't know. I know when my daughter and her and I were sitting outside this one day and we're laughing and we had the music on, or I think it was it because the TV did start like communicating. It was like there was a communication going, and I started saying, "Oh my God, we've opened a portal. We're in a portal." That this is, there's communication going through the TV that is going, with our conversation and stuff. And so I don't know. I know that stuff happens. And I don't know if it just happens to some people and they get so freaked out by it, because then they just are so disconnected from the spiritual side of life or the supernatural side of life. And when something starts happening like that and the TV's communicating with you, there's all these synchronicities happening, that it just starts freaking them out. But that's real. That's like, I would be super happy about that kind of stuff. I wouldn't be like freaked if you start having those kinds of things happening. Feel like you're moving better into a better vibration, if you ask me. The ones that are completely disconnected from that and just are real into the physical world. But when you start having communication going between the TV and your radio is talking to you, and and you have, you're thinking something and then somebody says it to you, and then all these different things, that's like better. I wouldn't be freaking, and being scared. There's nothing to be scared of about that. That's more of our real world. And so I would think like, oh, like you've figured out a path, an opening, a portal out of this world. So the thing that gets me more sad is like you just come right back into this one. It's like, oh my God, this is so, to me, it's just so tedious. It is a long time to be awake and trying to tell people. Like there's 10 years at this point and trying to tell people of what's going on in the world. And it's just is super tedious in the way things play out and stuff. Just, I'm out there making a cup of tea. It's freezing cold. I'm in a garage, another winter. It's just like, oh my God. It's just so tedious. It's like, man. And then to know like what you want and what you deserve. Like we deserve to have the things we want in this world. And this trap that they keep us like trapped in, of this how they have got it set up, you can't just go out and live in a house and just go live on property and put up a house and everything, the prices of things and stuff. It's just, I don't know, just all of it. Like right now, obviously I'm in a negative headspace. I'm like feeling super like down about the whole thing, just down about like, oh my God. And the way it just goes on and on and on. And which I'm just hoping that, I mean, it's horrible to be hoping for this disaster to hurry and happen, or whatever it's going to be that's going to change things, is, wanting this thing to happen so that things will change. It's like, because it's not going to be changing. It's like it just keeps going the same. And even if you, because I mean, I've been preparing for a different life. I've been going towards this other life. And it's like I'm on like a treadwheel. Is that what they're called? Treadmill. And it just keeps going around and around and around and around like a hamster wheel. It's like, freaking throw me off and let me, get on a new path. Like, why does it just keep spinning and spinning? I've been putting my energy, putting my effort towards this other, and it's like, how do you break free? It's like, is it because we're all associated with this energy that we've got to, it's this energy breakthrough that finally propels everybody to be able to go into the worlds that the lives that they've been preparing for, or trying to set your life up in this certain direction. I'll be so glad when this time to see the truth, like, and then when the truth is coming out, and you have these people saying, "Oh no, that's not the truth." It's like, what is it? I swear to God, I just want to be like, Harry, what is the truth? Who are the bad guys? Like, what like, I just think, man, you really got to watch out for all the people out there saying stuff, because there is people who are out there just to mislead us, just to confuse us. For all I know, fucking Harry's an AI created person. Like, I don't even know. And I'm sure in all the different regions of what it is that we see and what it is that we're looking for, just like that one guy said, whatever you're looking for, if you're looking for information that means bad for you, you're going to find it. If you're looking for means good for you, you're going to find it. So whatever it is that we're out there looking for, and we're all a little different, that any of the top of who is got the platform, it's like that it's just all to mislead us. It's just this. So you got to really decipher through with your discernment over what's real, what's not real, what's honest, what's not honest. And I swear to God, it just seems like so much of it is just, don't get so caught up in it. Just like, let it be. Whatever it is, and just sit back and watch it play out. Because, yeah, you could go in and sit there and argue with people like Harry and get all caught up in the drama and all caught up in the, fighting back and forth. And then what's the point of that? Putting out all this energy, and, it's like pointless. It's way better just to, okay, well, let's just see what happens. Let's just watch it play out, because it's going to play out. Everything's going to play out. And it is, how do you want to sit and argue and fight with people who look at things different than you? Or you just sit back and let it happen. Let it, just like the guy over the silver and all the stuff he was saying. I just didn't argue with you. Think what you want. I'm going to think what I want. You think what you want. And so I'm not going to get all caught up in these arguments with these people. Because I come on here and bitch about it. But I'm not going to go in and try and argue with them or change them or set them straight or whatever, or what I think is right. It's like, just watch how it plays out. And I for sure think, like, these people who have been being shown that are involved, they're involved. They are what we were to be shown. They are our current, in our current society. They are where all of this negative, all of this feed of this human trade industry is all fed by their consumption. Not something we were supposed to see, that happened a long time ago. So anyways, whatever. It is what it is. And I'm in a bitchy mood. I have a headache. I'm just tired of just day in and day out. The same freaking thing. And being woke up out of like my dreams, where things seem like, I don't know, it's like learning things and seeing things and having experiences with other people and stuff outside of this room. And then getting pulled back out of it, pulled back into this. God, I swear to God, sometimes life can start feeling like a prison, like you're in a cell. It's like, that's what kind of, I think, kind of feels like somewhat to me right now. It's like I want the wave of change to come in and just break it all down. And it's one thing, like, it's when, some people find like comfort in things being, like, well, that's the way it is. That's how it is. Well, you can't do that. Can't do that. That's just how it is. And then, but when you start seeing like, oh, it doesn't have to be this way. It's what we allow. It's what we accept. And when you want it to, change, and then it's like, and you start going towards change, then it's just, I don't know, it just feels like there's just this huge stagnation, holding everything in place. And I don't know, it's because something has to be seen, something has to happen. And so, anyways, it still seems to me there's going to be this giant disaster. It's going to, and who knows if it is going to be, if it's going to be in the next few weeks, or if it's going to be in the next year sometime. It was supposed to be in the astrological sense that this year, I think it was the year of the snake. And the year of the snake was the shedding, the seeing things for what they are, the truth coming out, and all of that, which seems accurate. And then the year of the horse is what we start, but it starts like in February or something. And the year of the horse is about radical change and breaking free and a whole bunch of different things. And so that is a big change in the energy. And then we still have this, this big solar flash or rapture or whatever, however you're going to look at it, is supposed to be up ahead. And so things are still, like, the window is getting smaller. Like, these things have got, these occurrences that change humanity have got to occur, and they've got to be getting closer, because things are changing. The world's about to change. It's not going to stay, it's not like we're all going to live to be 90 and die, oh, well, nothing ever changed. No, this is a time of change. This is when everything is going to change. And so I totally 100% believe that. It's like and it's not like this far-fetched, it's a cycle. It's just the cycles of life. And it's like you can't break out, like, certain things just happen. And that's the way it is. And then when you think of your soul coming into this experience, it's like your soul knew. Your soul knew this pattern, that this was a time that change was going to occur. It came in to experience the change. It came in to benefit from all the things happening. And so that's another thing too, is trying to look at everything more as a positive. Like, what am I learning here? How's this helping me grow? What am I supposed to be getting out of this? And that's the thing that kind of is, the same frustration as what they show in the movies, when it's just the same thing day after day after day. And you're trying to figure it out. Like, what am I supposed to be seeing? What am I supposed to be changing? What am I supposed to be doing? And so anyways, that's where I'm at today. It's just in one of these, like, what does this all mean? What is this? Like, oh my God. And so I'm sure my headache and my lack of sleep is also causing me to feel like that. But I got to be real. I got to be honest. I got to go with how I'm, I can't come in and pretend. I can't come in and pretend like, something is what it isn't. I got to be real over what it is and what I'm going through. That's the whole point of this, is it's an opportunity to talk about what I'm going on, or what I have going on and what I'm going through. And then there's just people who also is, going through the same things. And so it helps them to not feel alone, to feel like, okay, so I'm not crazy. There's other people having this happen. And I definitely 100% don't believe that we are supposed to just be pretending to be happy, pretending that everything's okay, especially at a time when it is radically not. It's, everything is an upheaval. Everything is chaos. Everything is division. Everything is this horrible things happening, this lack of compassion, and people being so disconnected from their souls and stuff. So, anyways, I don't see how you can go through all that and be just like, hey guys, Merry Christmas, everything's great. It's like, no, this is like shenanigans all the time. And I have seen people saying, like, isn't this Christmas seem a lot different than most Christmases? Doesn't it really seem? It's like, yeah, it's supposed to. We're not supposed to just keep playing this same thing over and over. We're not supposed to be just like be this consumer society that just lives for the next holiday, goes out and makes his money and just spends it all buying stuff from the corporation. It's just junk. So, anyways, that's what I would have to say. Just be real with what you're going through. Be real with your feelings. Don't try and be like, well, I have to be high vibration, so I have to pretend like everything's okay. It's not high vibration to pretend to be anything. It's high vibration to be real, to recognize yourself, to be real with yourself, not try and pretend to be something you're not. And, if you can be happy through all of this dark energy and all this chaos and stuff, then more power to you. Good for you. I, for one, cannot. When bad things are happening around me, it does affect me. It makes me feel bad. Makes me feel sad. Makes me feel super sad to see all these dogs being put down. Makes me feel super sad to see all these people killing their kids. Makes me feel super sad to see husbands whose wives leave them and then they go and slaughter the fucking families and stuff. It's just like there's a lot of sad things out there, and I can't just sit here and be happy about it. So, anyways, I'll start crying. So just let it go. It's like, geez, this world is just rough. So, anyways, but the thing to focus on is yourself, and how do you overcome the things. And it's weird too, because how do you overcome pain? You just ignore it like it's their problem. It's like it's a whole shuffling of your reality of finding yourself in all of the mess. And it's messy. Everything's messy right now. And but whatever, they're about to have the bomb cyclone. And who knows if that's going, and when they've got all these little fucking earthquakes going and going. Well, I mean, it depends on if you consider 4s and 5s little. But there's tons and tons of earthquakes going, and they've got the bomb cyclones, the floods, the landslides, the blizzards, there's so much stuff going. So I say be ready for anything. Even if the West Coast isn't going to fall off in the next couple weeks, still be ready for the different things. Like, be prepared. And I don't know. I mean, I can sit there and say that. I don't know how prepared I am. I try to make sure I've got gas in my tank. Try to make sure I've got water. Try to make sure I've got food that I can eat and that I can feed them if there's no power. It's like, got a flashlight out. My other ones, I had a few at my other place. I've only got one unpacked. But anyways, I'm not perfectly prepared, but I definitely don't feel like I would need to be going out to get milk and eggs. It's like, rough it up, man. Go out in the middle of a fucking disaster. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to be judgmental and hateful towards other people. It's just like, it's a hard watch. I don't know. So anyways, but the whole thing is like realizing ourselves, working on ourselves, being real with ourselves, and learning how to love ourselves and learning how to love everybody else. And I swear to God, a big part of that is just really remembering is people are programmed to be what they're here to experience. They cannot see beyond what they're here to experience. So, we got to have compassion and empathy for people who don't see, they don't see what's coming. And so, anyways, Learn how to love yourself. Learn how to love everybody else. Learn how to have the day you want to have. You know, and if you want to spend it arguing with people, because there's plenty of people out there to argue with right now. There's plenty. There's probably people who come and want to argue with me. Just be aware. I'm not going to argue with you. Think what you want. That's all I got to say about it. Think what you want. That's up to you. It's not, you know, we all are going to see what we see. So, anyways, and we'll see what this day brings us. We'll see what, for me, it's just going to go around. Maybe there'll be something that will be like, oh, things are going to really shake up now. I don't know. It all seems fine and good, you know, to get out of the tent, out of the garage. And then you're in this room and the weather's bad and you're in here and it's cold and the dogs are, it's just like, it starts feeling like, God, it's just leaving one prison cell and moving to another one. It's like, I want a motherfucking house. I want rooms. I want space. I want to live, like go out and start living and experiencing, not just this, like, at this point, it's like just trying to survive this stuff. So anyways, but we'll see what this day brings us. And we'll talk about it tomorrow. So I'll try and be in a better mood though. Okay. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.